Welcome to this Body Slam Progress Atlas special. We are joined by an extremely special guest. He is one half of the Young Guns, 1/8 of Northwest Strong, 2021 Natural Progression Series winner, the winner of the 2022 Atlas tournament, new Atlas champion and youngest champion in Progress Wrestling history, Luke Jacobs. Welcome to the show.
Nice one, mate. Thanks for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you on, and congratulations on your big win. Absolutely fantastic. We, of course, Tea and Tights, the Great British Wrestling podcast for Great British Wrestling, as featured on bodyslam.net, brought to you by Power4 TV. I am the host, the Great British Attacker, Mr. Angelo Andy to most. No Big Daddy down with us. He sends his best, but well, I'm sure we'll crack on. So let's just get on to it. How did it feel to win, to lift that trophy and the belt?
I mean, it's hard to describe really when with being only 21. It's not just the biggest thing I've ever done in wrestling, like it's the biggest thing I've ever done, full stop in my life. And I still don't think it still hasn't really set in now. So I've been having a few sleepless nights and whatnot. So I'm still quite on a bit of a high from it and stuff. Yeah, it's just hard to explain, just doing something like that.
Big party at Northwest Strong, or is that just not the Northwest Strong style? It's well done, pat on the back, and off they go.
Yeah, that's probably about it, to be honest. Pat on the back and back to work.
Chris Ridgway does like to push you guys hard.
Yeah, he does.
Right, let's talk about first round. Big Damo. We had Big Damo on the show, and he said that if you beat him, that you would go on to win the tournament. So his prophecy was correct, although he did say he would win and whatnot. But
yeah,
how did it feel taking on Big Damo? Such a big name, such a big guy.
Yeah, considering who he is and what he's done, I was comfortable when I was in there. To be honest, I just don't get overwhelmed by these big names or anything. I'm not really fussed by who they are, what they've done. It's all the same when we're stood in there together. Going into that, I was probably an underdog to everyone apart from myself. I know exactly what I'm capable of and whatnot, despite how many years. He's got about 100 pounds on me as well, probably. But I knew I could just get the job done when I went in there, and I was fully confident. And as you can see, it went pretty well for me. So,
indeed, because you mentioned he's about over 100 pound. I think it was because you are 209. You were the lightest in the tournament.
Yes,
kind of equal with Axel Tiska. He only weighs about 209 as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, how did it feel? Yeah, to be the small guy in there, but just to come out on top.
It has an advantage. Obviously, there's probably a strength difference and things like that. But all these guys, I'm quicker than them all. I'm quicker. I'm probably not as big, but I could probably hit them just as hard. So.
And in the semi-final, of course, you face the old foe. The Natural Progression Series finalist alongside yourself. Obviously, you came out on top, and then you had another battle which he came out on top. So how did you feel going into this, knowing that you each had a victory over the other?
Yeah, I think facing Warren, I was glad I was meeting Warren again, seeing as we'd done the two matches again, and I think it was about time we did a third one, and luckily in front of a crowd, because I feel like when I wrestle him, you've got to give it all with someone like Warren because he's an intense guy. And it's just nice to have the crowd there to kind of will us on. But there was no way I was letting him win the third one. I couldn't let him hold that over me. So, yeah, it was a really fun match. Physical, God, I was sore after that one, Christ. I was very proud of what we did together, and I'm even prouder that I could get the win. So.
And, of course, in the finals, Jonah, former Bronson Reed, the biggest guy in the tournament, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. You kind of don't, someone like that, you don't really, I suppose you have a perspective of how big they are from when you're sat in the crowd and stuff, but when they're stood in front of you, good God, you really don't realise how big these guys are. The guy's an absolute giant. Like, I can't remember last time I got hit like that. The size of someone like that, you feel it when someone like that comes at you full speed in the corner or something. But yeah, it was an honour to face someone like that, someone that I've watched on TV when I was younger, watch NXT and things like that. I would sit before I was probably just starting out on shows. I'd be sat up on a Saturday night watching takeovers and he'd be on it. he was like North American champion and stuff like that. So that was a big deal to me. But again, going into that, I just had to, I can't be overwhelmed by who any of these people are. I was on the same stage as them in the same match as him. So obviously I'm on the same level somewhere. So.
Well, actually, you're the level above now. You came out on top. You lifted that belt in front of that live crowd. What's it been like to have that live crowd back, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, but to lift that belt in front of them?
Yeah, that winning the belt and the appreciation they instantly showed, standing up, and the streamers came in almost immediately. It's so overwhelming, like the support. I just didn't know going into this tournament they would support me as much as they did. I would end up being as popular as I ended up being. People chanting Luke's our champion and stuff like that. That I feel like that really, once I got to the final, I was like, this is mine to win now. There's no way with all this support I can, let this other guy take this belt from me. That was it. That was everything for me, that match. You know what I mean? Everything was on the line then. So
I mean, yeah, despite it being down south, you felt like you were the hometown boy, the hometown favorite, because you were the progress of the new generation. And really being a big influence of this new generation, because natural progression series winner, tag team finalist as well. I forgot to mention that one against Lycos Jim. What you've been achieving in this short career, because they say 21 years old, is absolutely amazing. And then you got the fact that you competed in a junior tournament and a heavyweight tournament this year. What was that kind of like then, mixing between the two?
It's not too hard for me weight wise, because I am 209, 210. It's not that hard to cut, 6 pounds. It's really not hard to then get in with these juniors, the cruiserweights. However, the harsher side of that is going from between wrestling smaller guys to heavyweights, back and forth. Sometimes it can be hard to kind of get in a rhythm and find the specific thing that works for you to beat someone when you're going between these two types of people. Because I can go from wrestling Michael Oku, who as a wrestler I dwarf him, to someone like Jonah, who's probably double the size of me. So it sometimes can be hard to get your footing of how to get the job done on that. So
now Rampage Brown, when he won the tournament all the way back in 2016, he created the open challenge for every show going forth, where he would just face anybody. Is that something you're thinking of? What's the future of the championship belt?
I mean, I'm hoping to have a long reign with it, and because I believe after this weekend, obviously British wrestling does need new stars, and I'm going to make the most of that belt and make sure I'm at that point. I want to make the Atlas title a draw in progress, and whether it be an open challenge, I don't care what they make me do with the thing. I'll fight anyone. I don't care who they are. I'll fight them every show, whether it gets announced or I do it as an open challenge. I couldn't care less. You know what I mean?
Now, I know there's a big boy that's coming in for the next show. The WXW boys are having that fatal four-way. But would you be interested in someone like Jörn Simmons, who's the current WXW unified world champion and a bona fide heavyweight in himself?
Well, if he wants to come in and face me for the belt, he can go for it. But what if he comes here? He'll be in my backyard now. You know what I mean? It's different. It's not, you're not in Germany anymore, mate. He'll be here this is my promotion now. And he's faced guys like Axel in Germany. Yeah, well, I beat Axel. So if he wants to come and challenge me, he'll be on the same level. If I'm not a level above, to be honest.
I like the confidence there. Now, Matt Riddle did make the championship, almost the world championship back in the day. I know Big Damo was going to do the same. Again, is that something you'd be interested in and traveling to international promotions to defend the title?
Absolutely. I'll take it. I want to be a fighting world champion, 100%. I'll take it anyone. I want to take the brand name and represent progress everywhere while adding prestige to that, despite all the prestige it's already got. Because I think I'm the 6th Atlas champion. Yes. I think only 5 people have held it, and the names that have held it, those names arguably, it's on the level of the Progress World title. So yeah, I would definitely be interested in that.
Yeah, you've now etched your name in the same sentence as Rampage Brown, Doug Williams, Trent Seven, Matt Riddle, and Walter. Yeah, you're right. 5. That was it. And you're I know Riddle and Walter exchanged belt a few times. I think they were 2 and 3 time champions. But it'd be great to see the work you go around to certain promotions and go and defend it there. So when Ethan Allen returns, what happens then? Because the Young Guns were honestly the best tag teams in the UK.
Oh yeah, we were.
We were.
Yeah, we don't have ego about it. We have confidence. We know what we can do in the ring as a tag team. It was just, we knew what we had to do, and we had to set the standard for tag wrestling in this country. So I think when he comes back, we don't have a particularly solid plan yet, but whether it means I have the Atlas belt, I'll take the tag belts as well. I'll be double champion. You know what I mean? If I have to carry that weight on my shoulders, well, both shoulders, I'll do that. It's fine by me. But I do, want him back as soon as possible.
The Natural Progression Series is going to be coming up at some point later this year. Do you think we'll be able to see Keenan or Scott Oberman make their Natural Progression Series debuts, maybe?
That is something there's going to have to be at least be, one member of Northern Strong, 2 better. Because lads like that, they deserve that. People like that who are in my group, lads like that, they're absolutely like wrestling machines. You know what I mean? They deserve the world. They work so hard outside of shows. I know, a lot of people don't see the work that goes into their training and things like that. But yeah, they're great lads and they do deserve to be in it.
Amazing. Now, I want to talk about just one match. I know it's not quite your match, but it's Northwest Strong. Riho versus Trish Adora. That was an amazing match, wasn't it? It just needs to be shouted out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Riho is what a wrestler she is. She's a wonderful person and equally a wonderful wrestler. She can get it done in the ring. And I'm really proud that she's in the group.
Is there anything else that you would like to say to the fans out there?
Just carry on supporting British wrestling. Just get to the shows, enjoy it, and see the standard of pro wrestling that's going on. Especially with my matches and things like that. Come see the Atlas title defenses, and you won't be disappointed.
It does feel like there is a little bit of a turn in media attention towards British wrestling now, which is absolutely fantastic with guys like Adam Callier of the Daily Star. That's amazing to see, don't you think?
Yeah, it's really good for the scene and that, and just giving it more exposure. Because, things were hard after the pandemic, and, once the restrictions lifted, it was a restart and whatnot. And, I'm sure, people had their opinions on whether they liked it or not, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But it's just good to see it, gaining more popularity, getting more exposure. Yeah, I'm really excited for the rest of this year and the future of British wrestling now.
Are you going to be at the WWE Premium Live event?
I don't know about
that. You'll be at the Progress show the next day.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully.
Super. Luke, I thank you so much for coming on. As I say, huge fan of yourself, Young Guns, and all of Northwest Strong as a whole. One of my favourite factions in all of wrestling right now. Easily kick the Bullet Club's ass.
Oh, too right. Yeah, too right. They couldn't lace our boots.
Super. Thank you so much for today. Remember, folks, don't feed the trolls.